Okay, so welcome everyone to the Connect Carolina Makeover sneak peek for finance. We have a lot of excellent information to share with you today, and we have an even more excellent webinar team here to do it. I am your presenter, Rebecca Jones. I'm on the Connect Carolina Change Management team. We also are joined by a subject matter expert, Becky Arnold, the Director of Finance Business Analysis, and she'll be answering all of your pressing questions today. Hi, Becky.
Hi.
And to make sure that this webinar runs smoothly, we have Chris Minter, also from the Connect Carolina Change Management team, who will be monitoring your questions and collecting them as they come in. Hi, Chris.
Hello, Rebecca.
Thanks for being here today, you guys. So how the webinar will go today is I have about 25 to 30 minutes of content. And during that time, if you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the chat box. And Chris will be catching them as they come in. And I will pause every now and then. We'll go ahead and take your questions, but we will still answer your questions at the end of the presentation. If for some reason you have to step away and you miss some of this webinar, or you know someone that's missed this webinar today, it will be posted out on CC Info, probably in about a day or so. So for today's topics, we're going to look at the benefits of this makeover, why we're making the change, and when the change is happening. We're also going to take a look at the home pages and how to get around in the new look. And I did say home pages as in plural because you are going to have more than one depending on your access in the system. We'll also take a look at one of the finance pages so you can see how it'll look just a little bit different. And then at the end, we'll wrap up and answer any questions that you have. So what's happening? I'm sure you've heard by now that Connect Carolina is getting a makeover, and the new look is going to be more modern. Compared to the look that we have now, I guess by a lot of standards, what we're going to is going to be considered more updated. It's going to have a tile-based look, kind of like your smartphones have, where you would click on an app. It's going to look something like that. We'll take a peek at it in just a moment. Also, for some users, there's going to be up to 72% fewer clicks, so the new look will be more efficient. It's also going to be quite flexible. There's going to be 4 main ways to reach the pages that you want. And in the future, there could even be up to 5 different ways to search for the pages. It's also more intuitive, which is great, so new users to the system can get up to speed more quickly. And the most used features are easily available. And lastly, it's going to be more accessible. You'll notice the fields are larger and they're spread out, and we've even changed the colors a little bit. So why are we making these changes? It paves the way for a better experience on mobile devices, which is huge. And this is true especially for students who are extremely excited about this. The software behind Connect Carolina, which is PeopleSoft, is moving away from the version we're currently using. So by us upgrading to this new look, it'll allow us to continue to receive their support. And also we get to take advantage of the new pages and new features. So when is this happening? This is all going to happen on the weekend of May 17th. So what that means is on Friday, May 17th at 5 p.m., Connect Carolina is going to be unavailable. And all of these changes are going to be happening behind the scenes over the weekend, and they'll become available to you on Monday, May 20th. So when you log in Monday, May 20th, that's when you'll notice all of these changes. So speaking of logging in, not only is Connect Carolina getting a new look, but also the login page is going to look a little bit different. Currently, your login page, when you go there, you see 2 green buttons. There's one for students and another one for faculty, staff, and affiliates. As you can see from this example, we're just going down to 1 login button, and you'll still use your username and password. The nice thing is the system will recognize who you are, and it'll take you to the home page based on your access. Also, currently on your login page, there's other useful links and announcements. And the announcements are moving to your new look homepage, but what are staying are some useful links. So you can see there how to get system access, how to create a guest ID, so on. So those are staying here. Once you log into the system, you'll notice that there are some new home pages. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Currently, when you log into Connect Carolina, this is the home page that you see. And I wanted to just take a minute and call out some of the things on the page here. You have the favorites and main menu up on the top left. Then underneath you have all of those blue menu buttons. In the middle of your screen, that's where those announcements have been. And whether you work in finance or HR or what area of Connect Carolina you work in, you see announcements for all of the different areas currently. Then on the right, you have your work list. And up above that, you have links like home, work list, add to favorites, and then of course, sign out. So that's what you currently have. But what it's going to look come May 20th is this home page. Now on this screen, you have some white boxes around here that we call tiles. And you still have notifications, but they're real small up on the top left. So I'm going to take a closer look here. So those notifications on your current Connect Carolina homepage that showed you notifications across the board, no matter what area of Connect Carolina you work in, now you're just going to see the ones that are relevant to the area that you work in. So if you work in finance, you're going to see finance notifications. If you work in HR, you'll see HR notifications. If you have access in both areas, you'll see both there in your notifications. And also, it doesn't look like there's too much information there, but you can click on those blue links and then there'll be more information that you can read about. Now down on the lower right, it says My Page Announcements. That's what used to be on your current login page, and now it'll be on your home page. No matter what area of Connect Carolina you work in, you will all see the same My Page announcements. So I mentioned that there are multiple home pages, and you could possibly have access to more than one home pages. It just depends on your access in the system. Currently, we're looking at the Admin WorkCenter homepage, and just notice the tiles here. You see a reporting tile, some work centers, a help tile, a work list tile, some admin links, but you don't see anything like your paycheck tile or your training tile. Those types of things are on a different homepage. And to get to those homepages, you'll click on that white drop-down arrow in the top center of your screen. When you click on that, a list of other homepages become available. Now, if you're a faculty member, you'll have access to the faculty portal. And actually, after you log into Connect Carolina, if you're a faculty member, it'll take you there first, as opposed to the Admin WorkCenter. Admin WorkCenter, I just skipped over it. That's the one that we're all looking at right now. And who has access to the Admin WorkCenter is anybody that uses Connect Carolina to do a transaction or needs Connect Carolina to view data. That's who will have access to the Admin WorkCenter. But also available is a Student WorkCenter, Self-Service WorkCenter, and then finally the Self-Service homepage, Student homepage, and then My Page homepage. And what My Page homepage is, it is a homepage that you can basically design yourself, in that you get to pick which tiles you see on your homepage. That'll be covered at a different session, I believe. So I'm going to jump back over here to self-service homepage so you can take a quick glance at what that looks like. You still have the notification tile, you still have the self-service announcement, but what you also have here is the TIM tile or personal information tile, things like that. And this is just a quick glance. We're going to come back to this and look at the tiles individually. And here is another quick glance at the student homepage. If you were a student at UNC, if you're a current student, if you've ever been a student here, and that means even if you were enrolled in one class, or say you were going to take a class and then you ended up not taking it, you'll still have access to the student homepage, and that's what this looks like. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the 4 different ways you can get around with this new look. The first way is the quickest and easiest, really, is the using the tiles. And here I want to get to the Finance WorkCenter, so all I have to do is click on that tile and boom, it'll take me out there. Ways 2, 3, and 4, you'll use this compass icon on the top right of your screen, and that will open a thing called a nav bar. And on the nav bar, you can see you have choices of recent places, my favorites, navigator, and then of course terms of use policy, but that's not a way to get around, just the top 3. So first, let's talk about my favorites. If you save any favorite places in Connect Carolina, this is where you will click to get the list of them, so it'll take you out to that page. Here's a quick tip though. All of your current favorites and any new favorites you save now, between now and May 17th at 5 p.m., they will all carry over to the new look on May 20th. So if there's pages that you frequently visit, or even pages that you might visit twice a year, go ahead and save those now. So on May 20th, you can just click on that star icon that I just showed you, and they will all be there. If you haven't saved favorites in a while and just need a quick refresher, when you're in Connect Carolina and you're on the page that you want to save as a favorite, just click that Add to Favorites link up in the top right, and then a box will show up that says Add to Shortcuts. Go ahead and name the page whatever you want to name it, whatever way you choose to remember it, and then just click Save, and it'll be there in your favorites. It'll be there now, and it'll be there on the 20th. So another way to get around is this navigator. Navigator works like your current main menu, but it'll look a lot different actually. Currently, when you use main menu, your menu options will show cascading across your screen, and there'll also be a path, or we call them breadcrumbs, up at the top of your screen. Navigator works the same, but it'll just look a little different. So you click on Navigator, and now it opens up some menu options there on your right. Now, if you just look up above the Navigator icon, you see My Favorites, Recent Places, Navbar Navigator, and then up above that, you see it's really small and it says Home. That's where your path of breadcrumbs is going to now live. So I'm going to click on the Finance menu, and just notice the breadcrumb path up at the top there. See how it's starting to build? Let's see, I'm going to click on UNC Campus, and so on and so forth. So this is important, so you can see the path, how you got to some place, and also if you ever have to submit a help ticket and they need a screenshot of your path, this is where you find it. I'm going to pause here for a moment. Chris, have any questions come in?
We do not have any questions yet.
Okay, I'll keep going. So we just covered My Favorites and Navigator, and now we're going to talk about Recent Places. You currently have Recent Places, and it's just moved now to, or will move to your nav bar on May 20th. The thing about Recent Places is the pages that will show here in Recent Places will only show the pages that you got to by way of the Navigator. So if you clicked on the Finance WorkCenter tile and got to a page by way of using the tile, that will not show in your Recent Places. But if you got to, say, creating a voucher from your Navigator, and then you had to leave that page and you wanted to get back to it, you can always click on Recent Places, and there'll be a list of several places that you have recently visited. Okay. So now I'm going to jump back over to the Using Self-Service homepage and take a look at a couple of the tiles. First, let's take a look at personal information. Currently, when you need to change personal information, you do this in the UNC directory, but now you'll do it here in Connect Carolina. And this is what the personal information page looks like. And you can see you have some menu options here on the left. And you'll just click one of those options. Some fields will come up. You can make your changes and save. Also wanted to point out this navy blue rectangle looking button that has the 2 white lines in it. If you click on that, that'll collapse your menu options to the left. And then if you need to open it again, you just click it and it'll open back up. Also, notice that there's no previous button or back button here on the screen. Up in the top left, it says self-service. That'll take you back to your self-service page. But at anytime you're in Connect Carolina with the new look and you need to get back home, you can go ahead and click that home icon up in the top right. So taking a look at another tile here in the self-service homepage is the My Pay and Taxes. This is where you can go to view your paycheck. So in the center of your screen there, you see it says check date, view paycheck, and all of those view paychecks, those are all links. So if you go ahead and find the check you'd like to see, click on view paycheck and it'll open up your pay stub. If you need to make any changes to your direct deposit, you can also do that here from this My Pay and Taxes page. And the option there is on your left. There's also other options there if you need to view your tax forms. Also, let's see, another tile to look at is the help tile. The help tile will be on all of your home pages, no matter what access you have, there'll always be a help tile. And it'll take you to the help resources page. Depending on your access in the system, that will determine what boxes you see here for help. So just take a look at the finance box. And you'll see there, it says finance resources on vouchers, purchasing and more, finance forms, library. If you go ahead and you'll click those links and it'll take you out to another area that'll give you some helpful resources. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay. So now let's take a look at the finance pages. So I'm back in the Admin WorkCenter homepage, and I'm going to click on the Finance WorkCenter. So here is what your new Finance WorkCenter is going to look like. It looks a little different than it does now in the sense that all of these menu options on the left, they are collapsed folders. Currently, you have the folders are open and you see options there. And I believe on some of the folders that are currently open with your current Connect Carolina look, there'll be some options and then there'll be another button that says maybe 2 more. So that'll be going away. Now you'll just have these folders here on your left, and when you click them, all of your options will open. So I'm going to click on the UNC favorites and then click on campus voucher entry so you can see what a page looks like here. So all of the information is exact same as what you have now. It's the same information, same fields, nothing has moved. It's just that the fields are a little bit bigger and more spread out. And also you can see that the tabs are a different color. We're using green now. Currently we use blue and the button at the bottom is usually orange. So looks a little bit different now. So I'm going to go ahead and click add so you can actually see the campus voucher page. And again, it's the same information in the same place. It just looks a little bit bigger. I'm going to go ahead and collapse this menu, the menu options here to the left so you can see a little bit better. But fields are a little bit bigger, spread out a little bit more. Even the tabs up at the top, there's a little bit more room between them. And the color is different. So come May 20th, this is an example of what your finance homepages, or sorry, your finance pages will look like. Also wanted to call out that the new window button and the help button will still be there and they'll work the same as they do now. So that was it for the quick sneak peek. Some things to remember: that the new look is coming on Monday, May 20th. You'll have multiple home pages to choose from. There'll be 4 different ways to move around in Connect Carolina, and that's with tiles, favorites, navigator, and recent places. And after you get past the home pages, the system pretty much works the same way it does today. It's just going to look a little bit different. So with that, we are going to open the floor to you to answer all of your questions.
Okay, we do have a question from Robert. It says, hello, do you know where the favorites will be on your finance page?
So to get to the favorites, you'll always just click that compass in the upper, on the upper right, which will open your nav bar I'm going to go ahead and back up a little bit so you can see. No matter what page you're in, notice the icons up in the top right are still always there. So here we go. That compass on the upper right, you go ahead and click that, and then your nav bar will open, and then you just click My Favorites, and then they should be there.
Okay. No other questions yet, but this is your time to start typing them. So we'll be here for a few minutes if you want to go ahead and start asking us some questions.
Yeah. Sorry for the dead air, folks. Yeah, go ahead and click that. We have another question.
Okay, we do. I'm sorry, I looked in the wrong place. My bad. We have a question that says, the voucher page had more space, but didn't seem like it fit on the page. Is that just the presentation settings?
Yes, that was just a screenshot. You're exactly right. So in production on May 20th, all of your fields and everything will fit nicely on the page.
Okay, we've got a couple more popping in here. Will there be an instructional video for general users who just use CC for self-service?
So yes, we're going to have CBTs, computer-based trainings that will be available, a new Connect Carolina 101s, and we also will have some animated videos floating around soon that will show the ways to navigate around Connect Carolina. And there'll also be another video, another quick video, it's about 1.5 minutes, that will show users across campus how to use self-service to view their paycheck.
Okay, another question here from Kathy. Is web travel still under the finance tab?
Yes, you will still have under the Admin Work Center links, you will have a link to get to it. It's not captured in this screenshot, but it will be there. You will have a link from the Admin Work Center.
Thanks.
And she says, thank you, Becky.
Any more coming in from the chat box?
Nobody's typing right now, but they're probably thinking of really good questions. So
okay, so we'll give it another minute.
Give another minute here. It is Monday afternoon, so.
Yes. Oh, we already did that one.
Yeah, did that one. Okay, I have a question. Can you remind me where you will save the presentation to share with others?
Yes, this will be available on ccinfo.unc.edu. And it'll be up in about a day or two.
Okay, questions are coming in now. Will we still update our benefits during open enrollment? Didn't see a link.
So I think that, yes, I believe that'll be on the self-service homepage.
There's a My Benefits tile there. So you should be able to do that. There's actually a link under that tile called Benefits Enrollment.
Great, thank you. Great question.
Okay, another question. Will VISP also be available in Admin Work Center?
Yes, it will.
That's the vendor invoice submission page for all you non-VISP people.
Both that and web travel, I realize, are not in this screenshot. So those are great questions. We will make sure those links are off of the Work Center, the Admin Work Center.
Okay, I have a little lull here, but those all came in real quick. So we'll give people another couple minutes here.
If you have any questions that might come to you after this webinar is over, you can also feel free to email cc_communications@unc.edu, and that'll come to the change management team, and we'll get back to you that way as well. Okay. I think that's about it.
Not seeing anything else coming in, so.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll call it a day then with this webinar. And again, it'll be posted on CC Info in a couple days. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to send us an email. Thank you for attending, everyone. And hopefully you like these changes coming May 20th. We think that it's going to be a good thing. All right. Bye, everybody.